Steve and I met about a little over 20 years ago. We really loved each other pretty quickly. It was so wonderful at the beginning. We did all kinds of things, and we got married, and we built this house in 2004. We moved in here. And then slowly he started forgetting words, and he would forget how to do things, and they finally did imaging and figured out that he had dementia.
Alzheimer's and dementia is often referred to as that long goodbye. And the reason it can be a long goodbye is there are many losses along the way. So a person goes from being able to hold a conversation and to remember the people around them to possibly no longer remembering.
My mom didn't know my father anymore. You know, when they moved in, it didn't take long for her to think he was a stranger. It is a very challenging journey, and it would be impossible if I did not have my family. I don't know how people do it if they don't have a lot of support.
I met Paula at work. We met at work, and we were friends for quite a few years. We got together and got married. We've always traveled a lot, and I have 2 kids. We were always together, and I'm stuck between getting help and things like that because she still likes to go with me places, and I hate to not take her because there's going to be someday I can't take her.
Everyone's at a different place. Some have been caring for their loved one for a long time, and they're exhausted, and they've never had any help in the home. So they're really looking for whatever resources there may be to have someone, whether it's an aide or someone, come into the home and help them.
My impression of Sue and Steve when I first met them and they invited me into their home was that they're a very loving couple. And it was very important to her for me to know what his likes and dislikes were. And if we started a respite service, she wanted the staff to be able to continue some of these activities with him.
So they would come to the house. He had a companion, and she would play cards with him and go get the mail. He loved them. He'd have the cards waiting for them to come. It mostly was for him for all these years, and I never thought about it being for me until Robin reminded me of that I could do something.
I can, be more flexible with my time. I could, go to dinner with my husband. It also gives me time to, re-energize, rejuvenate myself, because as a caregiver, you really need to do that. You need a break because otherwise you're not going to be the best caregiver you can be for your parent or your loved one.
She likes to sit outside. She'll be happy sitting outside. She doesn't do a lot for herself. She doesn't do anything for herself. It's decision-making that's a problem for her. I mean, Paula's not degrading according to some textbook. She's degrading to her own capabilities or whatever it is. So the caregivers group really helped me with that. It helped me a lot with that. What can I do? What can I try? I'm going to do this. Does that embarrass me to do that? And somebody has done it, and that's a good part about it.
These support groups are a gift to people because there's no more lonely experience than sure. Being a caregiver to a loved one with dementia, because the world shrinks. There's that tendency to pull back. You're vulnerable. You don't want to do the social things right when socialization helps.
And it's interesting, the people who come to the meetings, I think every new person comes in and the first thing they do is they cry because they didn't realize that they're not the only person going through it.
In the state of Massachusetts, there are approximately 130,000 people who are living with dementia right now, and the projected expectation is that by 2025, there are going to be 150,000 people diagnosed with dementia, and therefore each of those people needs a caregiver. And so supporting our caregivers in providing respite isn't really an optional thing, it's a necessity.
They always are so willing to help my mom, and they want her to be happy. And so when I'm able to, take a break, I feel comfortable because they come in and they make her smile, they make her laugh. They become kind of part of the family. I know my mom's happy because she's whistling and she's tapping her feet.
and we've lived through a lot, but it's good to have wonderful help.
It's a love story. It truly is. She needed someone to be patient with her. She really wanted to be the caregiver, and he's well cared for, and her goal is to try to keep him at home as long as possible.
He does know me, and he looks me in the eye and he laughs. I still have the essence of my husband. He's still here.